I got a phone call saying, we need you guys to sign non-disclosure agreements. And we were like, why? What's going on? What is this for? She says, well, somebody in the family has sold a story to a magazine. We were like, what are you talking about? Who did this? She said, Granddad. And that's Stephen's grandfather. And now, if you know my dad, he is the most respected, the most integrity, would never do that.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Wednesday, February 12th, 2025. Allison Holker is likely to face a lawsuit, and the lawsuit will be levied by Stephen tWitch Boss's family in regards to allegations she made in her memoir, statements and inconsistencies she provided in her memoir, and her refusal to allow the family to see the kids, Stephen's kids. This legal action is the result of more than 2 years of Stephen's family trying to remain silent, trying to be gracious, trying to offer space to Allison to grieve, and is now the only step they can take in order to assert their rights as a family to see the grandchildren, and also their rights to protect Stephen's legacy and their family. Connie Boss Alexander and Dre Rose spoke with CBS Morning yesterday, and on the segment, the 15-minute segment, they shared a lot of their concerns about this book and some of their denials about the statements that Allison made in her memoir. At issue were that they don't believe that Stephen was dealing with any sort of issues with substances. They had never heard these claims about Stephen being allegedly SA'd, and they don't necessarily buy that those are the reasons for why Stephen was not here, nor do they buy the other reasons and the off-the-wall statements and stories that Allison wrote about in the book. And apparently, some of these statements that she made in the book don't even match what they were told by Allison 2 years ago. And it's just been a complete mess for them. Allison released a statement to CBS following all of this and basically put off a laundry list of all of the things that she claims the family has done to see the kids and how she was going to facilitate them to have a relationship. But then privately, she's not talking with them. And the list that she gives is not even an accurate one because Connie has only seen these kids twice since Stephen's passing, 2 times. And apparently both of those times, it was very hard to get her to agree to these visitations. So now, because Allison has not only been slandering members of the family, denigrating the legacy of Stephen, and withholding the children from the family, they are in the process of seeking legal action. And earlier today, they have set up a GoFundMe. The GoFundMe has been set up by Alan Boss. Alan is Connie's brother. The family has sent me a link, and I am going to be sharing that with you and the details of what they're looking for and what they plan to do. But a statement was released by Connie that says, "We, the Boss family, are completely appalled by the misleading accounts and inconsistencies in Allison's book. As a family, we have repeatedly shown compassion towards Allison despite her disrespectful and evasive actions since Stephen's passing. Her portrayal of Stephen appears to reshape his story in a narrative that aligns with her perspective. These statements, along with her insensitive opinions about mental health, add unnecessary hurt during an already difficult time. Stephen does not deserve this treatment in life or death, and her accounts cause us to doubt everything she has uttered publicly and privately. Due to the unproven statements published in Allison's memoir, we have decided to seek legal counsel to examine this matter. There are a lot of unanswered questions, and we want answers, the Boss family." And then she wrote, "Over the past 2 years, we have extended the olive branch countless times, and the only time we get acknowledgement is when we address the public. It is time that we seek a remedy to find closure. Please support us in our efforts as we explore legal counsel. The GoFundMe link is in my bio. Thank you so much for your support as we honor Stephen's legacy. And then she shared the GoFundMe. So what are they hoping to accomplish with the GoFundMe? This is what they've put on the GoFundMe. We, the Boss family, are heartbroken by the hurtful claims made in Allison's recent memoir. Since Stephen's passing, we have grieved privately while working to honor his memory with compassion, even in the face of difficult circumstances. However, the statements in this book compel us to act. Stephen was a light in our lives and deserves to be remembered with dignity and truth. Some of the accounts shared in the memoir raise serious concerns and misrepresent his character while also making harmful statements about mental health. To address this, we have decided to pursue legal counsel to seek answers and protect Stephen's legacy. And it says all donations will go directly towards legal fees and related costs. Any unused funds will be transparently reported and or returned to donors or redirected with donor consent to a cause that reflects Stephen's values. Your support means the world to us. Thank you. So far, they have received $3,500 in donations. There'll be more by the time that I post this video goes live. But this was set up by Alan Boss, who is Connie's brother, and Alan sent me the link to share. So I don't know all the details about what they plan to look into, but I will say that one of the issues is parental rights or grandparents' rights, and they live in so the kids live in California, and under California law, grandparents have rights in certain unique situations. And one of those situations is when one of the parents has passed away, and the grandparent of the parent that passed away can petition a court for visitation and access to the child. Because sometimes in these situations, relationships break down and the widow or widower and the parent, the surviving parent, will deny access to the bereaved parent's family. So one avenue they're going to look into is grandparent rights for Connie that would be set up through a court to help facilitate visitation that would not be contingent on the whims of Allison and whether or not Allison wants to let this happen. There's a lot of other avenues that they can explore. Obviously, she made pretty awful statements and proven claims against members of the family. She accused family members of selling stories. She accused family members of blaming her. She made pretty defamatory statements about Stephen's mom in the book. She made defamatory statements about Stephen's brother, some of his uncles and aunts. And then she accused this, man in Stephen's family, a trusted man, of doing something awful to Stephen, which then casts doubt on any of the men that were in Stephen's life. And no one in the family has ever heard any of these claims about alleged SA by Stephen. If you understand Stephen as well, she also in this book accuses Stephen of unaliving himself to protect his son Maddox from Stephen's desire to harm Maddox the same way that he was harmed. It's the most insane, horrific allegation she could have made. I don't even know. It's disgusting. She has no proof for any of this. And there's question now on whether or not these journals even exist, where this information came from. She cites an unnamed friend for claiming that this, alleged essay occurred. And that's how she was able to determine in the journal that there was an alluding to someone being harmed. She's made a lot of really awful comments about Connie and the mom about losing her own husband to unaliving. It's just so messy. And the family found out about all of this through the media instead of from Allison. So they didn't know this book was coming. They had no idea that she planned to make these accusations. She never told them about finding anything in the closet, like a cornucopia of substances. She never told them about finding journals. She never told them about this alleged essay that Stephen endured. She never told them anything. And then throughout the book, Allison shames people that have mental illness and blames people that have unalived themselves for doing what they do. And she called it Stephen's most shameful act. And then she's packaging this book as a way to help other people and other families dealing with loss like this. So her plan is to like denigrate Stephen's memory so that, I don't know, she can shine. I honestly, I wish I knew what her motives were. But the family is now going to seek legal action, and obviously you can choose to donate to them or not. Legal action like this is extremely expensive. The family does not have money. They were not left money from Stephen. Allison has had all of the inheritance, which they don't care about, but Allison also has access to a lot more money than they do. And so they don't have the kind of resources Allison does to fight legally. And they just need a fair and even playing field so that they can get the rights that they need and do whatever investigations they need to do, whatever, if it's, getting them access to his phone, to the journals, to any of this, to help them get the answers that they want and they seek. And it can only be done through legal recourse. So this has got to be so challenging for them and so hard. And I feel terrible that this is where it's come to. I did donate to this cause. You'll see my donation in there. You don't, again, have to donate if you don't want to, but I want to help them in any way that I can and support their fight to not only get answers, but also to see the kids. Because at the end of the day, there are children here that are being completely alienated from Stephen's family. And Stephen loved his family and would have never wanted this for his kids. Allison likes to always say that they don't know Stephen and tries to reduce their credibility by making statements like, well, if they knew Stephen, they would know that he wants this. No one that knows Stephen would want this. Connie's statement to CBS after everything aired, and this is how I'll end this video, this was her statement after she finished the book. Devastated does not begin to describe my pain. I am blindsided and heartbroken by the cruel and reckless implications in her book, which not only dishonor my son's memory, but also inflict irreparable harm on our grieving family. Irreparable harm, reputational harm, pain and harm, and infliction of emotional distress. That's what Allison has done. So please consider helping the family if you can. If not, please share the GoFundMe with others and get this spreading wide. Thank you so much. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and please click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.